With a growing focus on obesity and eating healthier these days, American consumers are taking a new look at food products like tomatoes that make their way to your dinner table. But getting those products to you demands cooperation between the farmers and those doing agricultural research. Whether it's fine dining at a fancy restaurant or just a tasty topping to your cheeseburger, tomatoes, in some form, are on the menu in almost every meal we enjoy. The average consumer will eat close to 18 pounds of fresh tomatoes a year and, ready for this, more than 60 pounds of processed tomatoes in ketchup, salsas, pizza, and of course tomato soup.
I want to know that I'm growing a product that can be used in a can of soup or in a can of sauce or whatever this tomato goes for. It's crucial to know that I can develop a tomato that's safe, healthy, wholesome, tastes good, and that the canner can make their product out of that's the same.
Joe Rominger and his family have been raising tomatoes for generations. Their farm sits right in the heart of California's tomato growing region, a state that has more than 250,000 acres in the ripe red crop. But the tomatoes that Joe grows today are a far cry from those his father knew.
The product has changed mostly in the advances they've made in yields. Used to be all open pollinated varieties, now they're hybrids, and you're able to grow a lot larger tonnage and still deliver the quality tomato that the canner needs to make the product that they're interested in making.
The research on those hybrid varieties takes place not far from the Rominger farm, at the University of California at Davis, at a vegetable research center underwritten by Campbell's and designed to develop plant varieties for canned tomato products like the soup we mentioned earlier.
Here at this facility, we develop anywhere between 300 to 500 new varieties in search of the perfect tomato.
With shoppers today giving greater attention to health considerations, the perfect tomato these days, as with many crops in the Heartland, is a product of plant research and consumer choice. In 2009, Campbell's made changes to several varieties of soup to cut sodium content by 25%. Part of that change necessitated plant choices that would benefit field production.
This facility is a critical component of new products. It gives Campbell Soup Company the agility to develop new varieties specific for products needs for today's consumer as well as tomorrow's consumers.
Irrigation is critical to tomato crops in this part of the Heartland, and research on plant varieties has made it possible to get better yields while controlling diseases and conserving water.
20 years ago, if you got 25 tons of the acre, that was a fantastic crop. Now we're in fields that produce 50, 60 tons in normal for irrigation. There's drip fields now that produce, I've heard, 80 tons this year. So it just gets, the advances have been great for us. And the other advances, like machine harvest, that have enabled us to recapture a very high percentage of the fruit that is actually on this vine.
We have a very practical approach to sustainability. In many cases, sustainability has a favorable economic consequence as well as a favorable environmental outcome. A good example is Campbell's programs, which we pioneered for black mold detection, where we had disease severity values that we're able to develop so that growers didn't spray unless they had to. Very positive environmental effects.
Growing tomatoes for the fresh and processed markets is a multi-billion-dollar business in the United States. And since tomatoes are a critical ingredient in hundreds of products on the supermarket shelf, it's a crop that demands coordination between farming techniques, technology, and taste.
There are some things we don't want to change. We want to maintain that good flavor, rich red color in our tomatoes, but along with that, we want attributes such as better field yields, more durability in the tomatoes, and that when they ripen, we like them to stay ripe without deteriorating for a longer period of time.
I'm blessed to have the opportunity to do this for a living. We have a family that has survived on this for over 100 years in the valley, and it's something that we every day work at being stewards so that we can continue this for generations to come.